Hello BookTube, this is Kelly and my channel is Books I'm Not Reading. This is my final Shaketube video for 2018. I'm going to talk briefly about The Tempest, which is what I read this week. But I do want to thank our moderators, Jason from Old Blues Chapter and Verse, Lukash from Totally Pretentious, and of course Steve Donahue. So I definitely hope there's going to be a Shaketube 2019, and I also want to thank them for letting me be the unofficial cheerleader of Shaketube. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot more fun than I imagined it would be. I got to connect with people that I haven't before, so that was great. Oh, I just realized, so the pigtails, that's the only thing I ever do in any of my videos that is really not true to life or not really truly me. I wear them to sometimes in videos to not take myself so seriously, but I would never leave the house with my hair in pigtails. So anyway, I don't know why I feel like it's okay to show the world my pigtails on social media, but anyway, so that was an aside note there because I know there's some new faces. So The Tempest, Jason made 2 videos about this yesterday. I knew he would do a great job because he's taught this book many times and loves this. This is his favorite Shakespeare play. And I read it because he loves it so much. I really wanted to be able to talk to him about it. I think I read it in college, like my freshman year, first semester, so it was long ago. And I wanted to share it with him and to, be able to respond to some of the conversations. I'm not sure if I'm ready to say it's my favorite Shakespeare play because I still feel like I have a long way to go when it comes to Shakespeare. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading more Shakespeare plays in the future. I do think, for me, the one thing that I struggled with in The Tempest was the love story between Miranda and Ferdinand. It's love at first sight, but of course, when I complained to Jason about that, he reminded me of one of my favorite things in the world, which are musicals. And people fall in love at first sight in musicals all the time. So I guess I have to let that go a little bit. But anyway, so I just wanted a little bit more character development. If you think about our conversation about As You Like It, Rosalind leads, is it Orlando? I think so. I think that's who it is. I can't remember. I definitely remember Rosalind, but I mean, like, she leads him through this whole, like, chain of things before she's willing to reveal herself and tell him who she really is. So it's really stretched out. There's much more time for things to happen, whereas this play, gosh, it feels like it's happening in real time. I mean, I think at one point it's either noon or 2. I couldn't figure out which one it was based on the footnotes in this edition. And then, like, Prospero is like, oh, well, everything will be wrapped up by 6 o'clock or something like that. So the other thing of this play really did get me thinking about was staging, and as well as film adaptation. Filmmakers obviously have a lot more special effects at their hands now than they used to, but on a stage, wow, like, I was just trying to think of the different ways that Ariel might appear, and Ariel is described as neither man nor woman. He's a spirit. He's a spirit. It's a spirit. So there's a lot of things you could do with that character. So I thought that was interesting. It just made me think more about it. I mean, you can't have a shipwreck, people drowning in water or whatever. on the stage. So how do you convey that feeling to the audience? So I thought that was really interesting for me. And of course, the language is beautiful once again, and there's a ton of great quotes in here. And the other reason why I wanted to read this is because for a very long time, and this is another book Jason mentioned, I've wanted to read this, which is The Storm by Frederick Buechner. He is a minister. He's a Presbyterian minister. I think he's retired now, I'm not sure, but he has been nominated for the Pulitzer Prize and the National Book Award. So he is also a fantastic author. And I have read some of his nonfiction, but I haven't read any of his novels. And I really, really wanted to read The Storm, but I just felt like I couldn't until I went back to The Tempest and read that. So I'm really looking forward, maybe by the end of the year, I might get to this. So I'm excited about that. And there's a couple films, again, Jason mentioned these, and I will link to both of his videos down below. If you haven't watched his videos about The Tempest, you definitely should check those out. So this week we watched Julie Taymor's adaptation of The Tempest. The major change that she makes from the script is that instead of Prospero, we have Prospera, played by Helen Mirren, and I think it's awesome that the kind of role flipping around, finally a woman has a chance to play a great character, male character from Shakespeare. So, and they made some slight adjustments, you could tell, like in the script, but I think for the most part it held pretty steady. Jason seems to think like that the production value of this isn't as good, and I think it's pretty impressive. So I thought there are quite a few special effects. So I thought it was good. I thought it was well done. It's got Jaimin Hunsu, Felicity Jones, a whole bunch of people. I'm blanking out here. Chris Cooper. Yeah, anyway, there's a lot of great actors. It's a very small cast. I think the person who's least famous, or at least that I'm not familiar with, is the guy who plays Ferdinand. But again, Miranda and Ferdinand fall in love upon seeing each other, and I don't know. I buy it in a musical, but not in a play. I don't know what that is. Anyway, so I enjoyed this. I recommend this, and I thought it was interesting. And the special effects, Ben Whishaw plays Ariel, and I don't ever think he was actually on the set of the making of the movie. Like, I think all of his stuff was done separately, like in another place, and it was just him alone. So, but Ben Wishaw's fantastic, and I enjoyed it. So anyway, I would recommend this. And then finally, the other movie that Jason talks about in regards to The Tempest is this documentary called Shakespeare Behind Bars. We came across this a while ago. I need to watch it again. But this is about a Shakespeare company within a maximum security prison. And it is very honest and candid about the people who are in the company and the crimes that they have committed. I think a professor, somebody not in the prison, leads them through the plays and, make sure everybody has scripts and all that kind of stuff. But this is them performing The Tempest. Watch them act out this play and at the same time engage with it with themselves internally, I think is really profound. I think it would be profound anywhere, but I think especially in this situation, these people who are in prison, most of them, I believe, for life, or part of me feels like one of them may have even been on death row. I'm not sure, but it's a very powerful film. I strongly recommend it. So Anyway, so now I've read The Tempest, I can read The Storm, I can talk to Jason about these things finally. And I loved being part of Shaketube. I hope you did. I think a lot of you watching my channel at least don't have your own channel, which makes me a little bit sad, but I understand there's different reasons for that. So tell me about your Shaketube experience. What did you like? What didn't you like? What did you do? What kind of, experiences did you seek out during Shaketube? And what would you like to see next year? I'm really curious about that. Like, I know last year it was like over 3 months and it was a play a week or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how they did it, but it seemed like it was way more extensive. And we just kind of put it in 1 month and let the moderators have different plays, and we weren't all reading the same plays, which I thought was kind of fun, but I don't know that Steve Donahue necessarily liked it, the madness of it. But anyway, so I would really like to hear what you think would be fun to do for Shaketube next year, because I certainly hope that I'll get to be part of it, even if, again, it's just on the sidelines as a novice to Shakespeare and cheering everyone on. So thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I will talk to you soon.